Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing set 75431, the 327 Star Corps Clone Trooper Battle Pack. This set was released in August of 2025 and it will retire in July of 2027, so about a 2-year shelf life on this one. It also retailed for 45 USD, which was very controversial because it's a battle pack and battle packs shouldn't be $45. They used to be $13 about a decade ago, or a little over a decade ago. So yeah, pretty controversial set here, and without further ado, let's get into it. So the set came with 2 instruction manuals, and it'll take you around 50 minutes to build. And then something I did want to quick mention, it did come with a couple extra nice pieces, including this little blaster for one of the clone troopers there, also the binocular for that clone trooper, and then this kind of lightsaber hilt, which is the kind of the gun piece for that spider droid. So I think a nice selection of extra pieces. And then moving on to the builds first, we have the ATRT, and it's a decent ATRT. Don't have a ton to say about it. I don't like it as much as the 501st one that came out in the Fame 2020 Battle Pack, but it's decent. It has this classic stud shooter that LEGO Star Wars has been doing now for a few years, and doesn't look great, kind of juts out, and it looks just a bit bulky in my opinion, but I kind of like the yellow coloring, of course, signifying the 327th, and to be honest, it took me a while to understand what this even meant. Like, what is that? I mean, it's 327th, but it's really faded and all the lines aren't connected, so I kind of wish they would have made that a bit clearer, but yeah. Overall, it's a decent ATRT. You can obviously adjust the legs a bit, move it around, but yeah. Up against the ATRT, we had the little homing spider droid, which is decent. I liked, obviously, the beacon piece that it had at the top, which is a must-have for any homing spider droid. And then, I mean, the gun piece is pretty nice. It moves around. So yeah, you can have some fun playing with that. And then you can position it in some funky positions with the legs. Obviously the legs are very maneuverable, so I don't know if you want to pretend like it got fired at and, you know, put it up in like a scrunched position. I guess that can be kind of fun for some kids. Overall, decent homing spider droid. I don't know if we're ever really going to get one much better than this, and yeah, it's decent. And then the last little build, if you even want to call it a build, was this little kind of like stud shooter cannon, which the clones can use. It's fine. Obviously, it's just very small, and it's kind of a cool little play feature, especially for kids. And it came with a couple extra kind of like stud pieces to fire at the super battle droids. Now for the Separatists, we had 3 super battle droids, which was pretty nice to get. Definitely this can help build your army of Separatist troops. I mean, yeah, they're just the standard battle droids we've been getting for a while, and they look good. Now they're pretty much all the same. The only difference is the blasters. These two have the standard blaster. This guy has the small one with the binoculars. And this guy has the long-range rifle. Now these figures are very controversial for multiple reasons, but let's start with the waist capes. Obviously, it's printed waist capes. Not ideal, but it's something we've been getting for a little while with LEGO Star Wars, so not a huge surprise, but definitely wish they would have had them on there. And then if we move up to the shoulder, we see the new pauldron piece, which it's not a cloth piece anymore. It's this, plastic piece. First used on these 327 clone troopers, and I think it looks decent. I kind of like the pauldron piece in plastic form, but I slightly prefer it as the cloth piece. Now, the only other really flaw I have with these troopers is the classic helmet hole twins, which we've just been getting this for so long with LEGO Star Wars now, it seems. Technically, it's probably only been like 5 years, but yeah, that's quite a while, actually. And they should just have one or the other, have the hole, or have just that piece right there without the hole opening. And obviously, I would prefer just the hole, because then you can add like an antenna or a visor like they did on this guy. But yeah, LEGO Star Wars is deciding to be inaccurate there. And besides those couple flaws, I do think these 327 clone troopers are pretty nice looking. I like the yellow markings on both the helmet and the torso pieces, and you can even see a little bit of yellow on the legs there. And I do kind of like the plastic pauldron piece, like I said, and I think the helmet mold is pretty good, and the visor and this kind of printing right there on the face I think is decent. So it's a shame that they had the printed waist capes and the helmet hole twins. Otherwise, these guys would have been very, very desirable. And as it is, I'm seeing these guys go for consistently $10, which kind of justifies the price of the battle pack, which to me is unfortunate because I don't think LEGO should have the satisfaction of people thinking this is a fairly priced set, because it definitely was not. I think this set should have been priced at around $30. And underneath the helmet, we just had the classic clone face, which looks pretty good. I hope LEGO doesn't mess this up. If we turn the figure around to the back, not much going on there. There's not too much printed design on the back piece. The back of the helmet looks fine, nothing too unusual there. And yeah, unfortunately, this set just suffered from that $45 price tag. Otherwise, it wasn't too bad of a set. I liked the Clone Troopers as much as I could. The Super Battle Droids is, nice to get 3 of them. The Homing Spider Droid was fine. The ATRT was fine. It's just that $45 price tag and the Helmet Hole Twins, which really gets me. The printed waist cape, obviously you want it, but, you kind of not expecting them to give you 4 printed waist capes in a set like this. So, yeah. But overall, decent set. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think of this set down in the comments, and subscribe to get notified for the next set review. Also, if you have any questions about my collection, the minifigures, the sets, any of the collector's journey episodes I've been doing in the shorts page, or the set reviews, feel free to let me know down in the comments. I'll eventually do like an Ask Me Anything once I get enough questions down there. So I'll see you all in the next one, and have a good day.